Hey guys, and welcome to my Ganodermic Power Slaying guide, and these are actually surprisingly good money at the moment. So when you're ready, grab your cup of tea, sit back, relax, and enjoy. As for the requirements, I recommend you have 80 plus magic and defense, and if you have level 95 Slayer, you probably have those stats anyways, as you require level 95 Slayer to kill these creatures. Also, to do the method in this video, I highly recommend you have 92 plus prayer, preferably level 95, and curses unlocked for it to work. 96 Herblore for overloads is of course very useful as well. As for some more useful things, if you're taking too much damage, you can use a healing familiar like a Bunyip or Unicorn Stallion. You can use the Charming Imp to collect the small amount of charms you get here. As for auras, you can use a Vampirism Aura, Penance, or Maniacal Aura, depending on which ones are cooldown. I would personally stick to the Vampirism Aura for the extra healing. Of course, for this method, we will be using Aggression Potions, so they're definitely useful and recommended to bring. And the Seedicide Plus upgrade to get some farming experience and automatically pick up the expensive seeds like Palm Tree Seeds. And the Combination Overloads, being the Holy Overloads, are especially useful as well if you aren't using the Penance Aura. Now on the bottom floor of the Polypore dungeon, you do have Ganodermic Beasts and Runts, but the main creature you want to be killing are the Ganodermic Beasts. They have 12,500 life points and level 112 combat. They give you 1,085 combat experience per kill and 565 Slayer experience per kill, and these creatures, being Ganodermic creatures, all of them in fact, can be assigned by Duradel, Kuradel, Morvan, and Ikea Girl, aka Laniakia. They only take magic damage and they are weak against fire spells, so you can use Fire Surge here or Blood Barrage. Now as for the drops, these creatures don't drop anything crazy that's rare and expensive, however they are very consistent money, and from my testing on Slayer Task, over 8 million GP per hour using some Munkle math. The main money you'll be making are from the Gorgon Mushrooms and the Ganodermic Flakes and the occasional Palm Tree Seed or Magic Tree Seed drops, which you of course want to be picking up because they do add up in the long run. Now as for the gear setup, it really depends on your skill and your stats. Subjugation does work for this power slaying method with all that coil, however you do take more damage and you have to run around more because once they come into melee distance they start using the poison attack and such, and it's just easier to survive using higher tier armor because you splash more of the regular hits. So yeah, if you have higher tier armor like Virtus compared to Subjugation, you might want to bring it along for your first task here. As for the Amulet of Souls is the best amulet here because you will be using Soul Split to get back the majority of your health. As for the cape, if you don't have a Kiln Cape, just use a Skill Cape. As for the gloves, use Subjugation, Virtus, or Celestial Hand Wrap gloves because they cannot be poisoned. As for your inventory setup, bring along your switches if you have them, like Planted Feet, Ring of Vigor, and Gothic Staff if you don't have the Blast Diffusion boots. Now, you want to have some food, some brews, some super restores, an enhanced Excalibur, and the Ganodermic Flake, and maybe some seeds in your inventory in advance, so when you're area looting, you do not lose any of the loot. Also, if you do not have the Slayer Mask mounted in Anachronia like I have, you want to bring along your Slayer Mask in each of these setups. Just a reminder. Now, you of course want to bring along the All That Coil Cannon because it's essential for power slaying these creatures. Now, I usually don't go into perks with these Slayer guides because it's pretty straightforward. However, since the Ancient Invention update, the P6E4 perk setup is one of the cheapest. However, if you do have the Ruthless perk in your Equilibrium 4 Gizmo shell, you get a lot of extra damage, being 1.5% extra damage for every enemy killed, stacked up to 5 times, which is a lot of extra damage on task. And this perk is especially good here because you're killing so many creatures so quickly, and that means a total of 7.5% extra damage almost constantly. Now, if you don't know how to get there, you get there by using a Ganodermic Mask, walking there from Alcorid, or using the Fairy Ring teleport with the code BIP, and then going into the dungeon as seen and moving to the bottom floor. Be sure to take the same path I'm taking inside the Polypore dungeon because there are some dead ends and it can be confusing. Once you're there, move to the middle of the room with all the big, thick Ganodermic Beast spawns. Once here, you want to set up your All That Coil, overload, activate your aura, and click on your Aggression Potion, turn on Soul Split and Torment, and blast away. Now, some things you might want to know about these little thick boys is that they poison you when you're close to them, and the Venom Blood perk or anti-poison potions do not work. Keep your distance and stun them if you're using armor like subjugation, because you will take a lot of damage, and you will be using more food if you don't pay attention. Now, pick up the drops every now and then using area loot, and if you do not have this option activated, you can simply go to your item drop section in your game settings and activate it there. You can also keybind area loot to a certain keybind if you'd like to. Now, if you do the method as seen in the video, a task will only take you around 7 to 8 minutes, equating in around 450,000 plus Slayer experience per hour and 870,000 common experience per hour. Now, while doing that, you also make a lot of money from the Ganodermic flakes and the seed drops. It's actually 8.2 million plus GP per hour from my testing on task. Now, I assume you'll be making the same amount of profit off task because there aren't any crazy rare drops, and the main money you're making is from the Ganodermic flakes. Also, if you are using Seedicide and you're crushing every single seed apart from the expensive ones like the magic tree seeds or the palm tree seeds, you could also be getting an additional 110 plus thousand farming experience per hour when camping these. A pretty nice bonus for doing these quickly. That being said, the farming experience may vary depending on which seeds you get, so keep that in mind. It might just be 90k experience per hour. It really depends on which seeds you get and how many of them. With that being said, though, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it interesting. If you did, please leave a like down below and maybe even consider subscribing. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.